Well, good morning from Queenstown. I didn't film much at the end of yesterday. Things went a bit off the rail. E-wife hit the wall effectively. I think 16 days of riding without a rest, which we had to do because we're on a schedule to have this trip finished because of work commitments. But we sort of got to just maybe half a K from Queenstown, and she really wasn't in a position to carry on cycling. Really was struggling to balance and concentrate. Legs are still good, and even with an e-bike, I think just the mental strain of riding day after day and all the time in the saddle, she just has had enough. So there was lots of planning to do. Luckily we had a friend in Queenstown. We managed to stay with them, which took 5Ks off our trip, and then arranged a rental car for her. So she's got to get to the airport and get a rental car and get her bike in the back. She's going to be, I guess, meeting us in a couple of days' time in her car, and she'll have that car till we leave from Invercargill. So you're stuck with just me and solo videos of just me riding like this. I'm sure it'll be just as much fun, maybe just a bit lonelier. So anyway, I'm in Queenstown. I'll show you that as we're coming in. We're catching a ferry across this lake to Walter Peak, where we've got about 60 k's of gravel today to a place called Mavora Lakes. Let's go and see Queenstown. It is beautiful here, very touristy. I mean, it's as close as New Zealand gets to a sort of ski resorty town. And I'm guessing I'm getting on one of those ferries over there. Now this is the boat I really wanted to go on, the classic Earnslaw. Unfortunately there was no room for bikes. You know what, there's heaps of room for bikes. Anyway, I think it was okay to get people on there, but no room for bikes. So I'm on a more modern boat, which is disappointing because I think you can actually, get down by the engine room and check it out. Anyway, highly recommend you booking maybe a little bit earlier than I did for that. You can just imagine Queenstown in winter. That's the remarkable ranges over there. They'd usually be covered in snow. Here's my modern boat. Walter Peak station. Looks very nice. Right on the lake edge. And now I hit the gravel roads. Well, just me on this road. I think I've got gravel roads for about 60 k's to Mavora Lakes, which is a dock camp. And that will sort of break up the trip because this leg is about 100 k's of gravel. Way in the distance, I think that's the boat that just dropped me off. They go around the corner to look down the length of the lake. Very peaceful and dry. So I've been riding maybe 30 k's and I haven't seen another person the whole time. And I was thinking, I've got to stop for lunch soon. And there was we're down by a river now, and there was one tree with some shade. So I thought, oh, that looks like the spot. Would you believe 2 bikepackers from Holland there? That's one thing I love about bikepacking is that you've got something in common straight away with these people. You know, I came across them. They invited me to sit by the river with them and have lunch. You know, we've had more dinners and drinks with complete strangers than we ever would if we were in a, I don't know, we've done other things like boating and motorhoming and just traveling in cars. You don't meet people, you don't go out for lunch with somebody or have a beer with somebody. Whereas bikepacking community, you've got something in common, a shared experience, a shared destination. So yeah, fantastic. I just love it. Great way to meet people and really amazing, motivated people. Anyway, what a beautiful valley. On we roll. It's such a shame that Gina didn't get to ride these for these next 2 days. This is some of the most beautiful scenery. Anyway, she can watch the videos. She did amazingly well for a non-rider to go that far and over that short sort of period of time with no rest days. It was a bit optimistic, I think, for us to think that it wouldn't have an effect. Anyway, she did really well. She's experienced 16 days of bikepacking, which is a huge amount of experience. And maybe one day we'll come back and do this. I think this is round the mountain, I think, this track or part of it. Maybe well worth coming back just to do this ride. You know, this is only part of it that I'm doing, but I think it's a multi-day sort of ride. Oh, this is exciting. Steep drop-offs. Oh, we're halfway up Von Hill. I guess it's about a 300 metre climb at one, and I'm at 150. Hasn't been too bad, a couple of 15% sections. At least there's no traffic. Von Hill, ticket off, done. Imagine what this would be like in winter. I mean, I'll probably be in the snow here for a start, and all these peaks surrounding me. What have we got going on here? Looks like maybe an emergency hut or something. It's a shelter. Oh, it's like a sauna in here. Beautiful. Whoa, should be Airbnb. Right, just turned off to Mavora Lakes. What a change. Feels like I've been riding in the desert for the last 51 k's. And now I'm back in the bush. Here we go, the Mavora Lakes. Or Mavora Lake. I think it's more than one. Well, that was South Mavora Lake I was at before. This is North Mavora Lake. And look who's there with my cold beer. Beautiful spot. Well, I was starting to wonder if I'd ever find them because there's plenty of campgrounds here. Dock camping. Oops, sorry, into the sun. Lots of people around, but loads of room, you know, everyone's quite well spaced. And we're going for a swim / wash my only pair of clothes. It was a little bit tricky trying to shuffle all the gear between the two bikes. I'm still carrying a 2-man tent, but now my sleeping bag's on my bike, which took up loads of my clothing space. Anyway, made a sacrifice, cycling clothes. Well, it's 7 in the morning, I'm all packed up, leaving. Great to be able to have dinner and breakfast with my mum and dad in what is quite an amazing dock camp. We're at the northern Mavora Lakes, so if you come to Mavora Lakes, don't stop at the first couple of dock camps at the southern lake. Come up to the northern lake. It's worth the, let's call it 4 or 5k ride. massive open expanse here. You know, your nearest neighbours are a long way away. Loads of camping. Anyway, I better get going. I've got a 120k day to go today. But should be relatively okay. I think 50-50 gravel and road, predominantly downhill. So yeah, very good. And then get to catch up with E-wife, who I think probably spent the night in Winton. Oh, there's something about Mavora Lakes. There's no cell phone coverage here, so I have no idea what's going on in the outside world. Anyway, that's quite nice too. I mean, I didn't have to do a lot of the things that I would do if I did have internet. Anyway, off we go.
Definitely missing Lena and the kids. Yeah, the TA is just as much an emotional, no, what do I say? There's a huge amount of physical effort, but getting up day after day emotionally is hard as well, especially if you're not used to it. I'm not saying I'm used to it, but I've been riding for longer and maybe more familiar with how deep you might have to go sometimes. Anyway, once the sun comes up and Spotify stops playing stupid, lonely songs, I'm sure everything will improve. Hopefully I'm catching up with Gina in Winton. Hopefully she's feeling better after a night's sleep without me snoring next to her, or someone pitching their tent right on top of us, or just having to get up at 6 a.m, Groundhog Day, and repack up a wet tent, you know, have breakfast sitting on the ground. I'm not saying we're roughing it as much as a lot of people would. You know, like we've got my parents in their motorhome who've been amazingly supportive and giving us, meals with free. To tell you what, at the end of the day, the last thing you feel like doing is getting the cooker out and making dinner. Anyway, I can see the sun coming down the sides of the mountains. So it won't be long before you get the sun on your back, and that makes everything feel better. Oh, no headwind, maybe slight downhill, just belting along this morning. Sort of been sitting at over 30 for quite a while now, chewing up the miles. Just been thinking about the other aspect of this ride. So sort of mentioned the physical and the mental challenge, but also the logistics. You're riding all day, you're often outside of cell phone coverage, you're having to plan a route. Luckily, the Kennett brothers have done most of that for us. You've got to work out accommodation, and we're in peak season, so it's not always easy. Yeah, a lot of logistics and troubleshooting, problem solving. Luckily we haven't had too many mechanicals apart from the electrical failure on Gina's controller. And even just the logistics of charging everything. It is a constant battle to try and get everything charged. I think if I was going to do a big trip, I'd want to put a dyno hub in, just so that I can stay on top of it. You know, GPS, headphones, front light, back light, bike battery, phone, battery pack. Bring multiple USB cables and multiple USB chargers. Do yourself a favour. Alright, back into it. Oh, 35 k's of gravel road with a 21 average, not bad. 2 utes, 1 tractor, and now I'm on a cycle trail. That gravel looks too thick for me to do one-handed. Well, welcome to, I think this is Mossburn. Just been smashing it this morning. I guess focusing on my riding. 60 k's in 2 3/4 hours, so it's 10 in the morning and I'm half done now. In more than one way. I'm really hoping, yep, Garmin, I know we're finished, yep. I'm really hoping for a bakery, but
Yeah, I think I'd be lucky to get a mince pie that's been in yesterday's, been in the cooker since yesterday. No, I'll wait and hold judgment. Can't believe how quick I was to judge. Mossburn, House of a Cafe. And look, a cycling cafe. Whoa! Alright, we're at the Dome Cafe, cycling cafe, cool. And I look like a cyclist. Look, check out the state of the bike. Just thick with dust. She's gonna need a good river crossing. Alright, second breakfast. So we're in Southland now, and we're famous for these cheese rolls. Bread wrapped in cheese, cheese wrapped in bread. And also, couldn't resist a peppered steak pie. You Americans, you really have no idea what you're missing out on. You are the country of fast food, and you don't put mince in a pie. Flaky pastry pie, beautiful. Dipton. Can't imagine that name does much for house prices. That's where we're going. So I'm riding through Southland now. This guy looks like he's picking up all the cut grass. Man, he's not mucking around. He's absolutely flying. The truck's just whipping along beside him. Anyway, it's all farming down here, so it's a lot of flat land and not particularly inspiring, but also not hard riding. And so, anyway, it's part of the ride. You need to get to the ultimate goal and enjoy the journey as much as possible. Good news is I am on a road heading directly south. Bad news is it's a southerly, so I've got a headwind for the rest of the day, and it doesn't look like I'm going to get much protection from the land. Oh well, I'm in Dipton. This is Dipton School. I just stopped to fill my water bottle. That's about the most exciting thing that's happened in the last 30 something k's. I've just been riding straight ahead down a flat road on seal, no cars, which is good. I was going to say it's quite a nice school until I thought, oh, they're doing some work, and you probably can't see, but it's asbestos removal. Maybe I shouldn't hang around. Maybe I should just get back on the road. Anyway, 100 k's knocked off pretty much before lunch, so that's good. I think I will just keep on riding and have lunch with e-wife in Winton, and she says it's a really nice town. So, and we've got a motel. Hey, and I don't think I'm going to need to sleep in my tent anymore. I'm at risk of counting down the k's to Bluff. I don't want to do that. That would be like watching a kettle boil or watching toast cook. You know, if I watch it, it'll never happen. So I'm pretty much just going to ignore the k's, try to, and just keep on rolling. Anyway, Winton is next. How funny. I've just ridden past this camp. I think it's the one in the TA book. Not many camps have a gym. And this is fantastic. It's got everything. It's got all the dumbbells there, and oh yeah, it's got everything. It's fully equipped. You might have to weed eat before you use it, but it's fully equipped. Bit of excitement ahead. A hill. Oh wow, haven't had one of these for ages. Alright, pretty much been riding non-stop today so far, 115 k's over 5.5 hours, not bad on a mountain bike, fully packed. But then I started to hallucinate. I thought I saw a snake. Here it is here, I think it's a cobra or something. Yeah, we have some pretty deadly snakes in New Zealand. I think that the striped ones are the ones you have to watch out for them. They're very dangerous, venomous. Lovely little town. Not sure which way to go. Rumour has it they've got an old bank here converted into something big for a bank. Oh, there it is there. Look at that, Bank of New Zealand. This is nice too, whatever this is. That's what we came for, eh? An old bank. And a car with a spare tyre. Oh, what a nice town. Hiya. So we're just trying to recover from today's ride. I'm trying to recover, even though I'm on the low carb beer, probably a little bit late for that. But this is how we're finishing off in Winton, and tomorrow Bluff, the grand finale. Well, it's finally arrived, the last day. That's 70 k's from where am I now? Winton to Bluff. It's cold. It's probably one of the coldest mornings. Okay. And to celebrate the beginning of the last day, got coffee in the bank. Woohoo! What a cool interior too. So the grand ceilings, and looky, what do we got here? The vault. / gift shop. Feels familiar. Back on long straight country roads. It's an easy way of knocking out the last K's. Gives you that quiet time though, just to contemplate the ups and downs of the journey and what you've enjoyed, what you haven't. Someone did ask me, I think we had a couple from Holland, whether I'd bring anything that I hadn't, any extra gear that I hadn't packed this time. A chair would be amazing. I see those ultralight chairs. It's a real extravagance, but it makes such a difference. When you're camping, you can't get off the ground. It's very rare you get a park bench. And just having a chair for route planning or just resting at the end of the day would be amazing. There's just about more tractors on the road here than there is cars. Kennett brothers, what are you doing to me? The last day. It says go straight ahead and turn right. Looks like I'm bushwhacking. You don't have to be an Indian tracker to see that other bikes have gone over here, over there and over the next bump. So don't let me down on the last day. Your trail's been great. This is quite a big moment. Now loading the last part of the course, the last leg. I'm guessing is at the bottom. What we got here? Winton, Wallistown. That's it. Wallistown to Bluff. Ride, baby, ride. I'm in Invercargill, but I'm on a cycle trail. And I do wonder whether I may well have missed the centre of the town totally. No biggie, because I am riding to Bluff and then back to Invercargill for tonight anyway, so I'll have a look after I finish the TA. Anyway, good cycle trail next to this, I think it's the Estuary Cycle Trail. Right, I think this is Queen's Park in Invercargill. Through miracle of modern filming, I'm going to show you this, even though I did this after Bluff. But I love this. This is Burt Munro. If you haven't watched Burt Munro, there was the movie The World's Fastest Indian. So he built this in Invercargill, pretty much in his backyard, took it to the States, raced it on the salt flats. Well, not this, yeah. This one looks a bit heavy. That's cool. I actually think the real bike is in a hardware store somewhere around here. Weird place to have it. We're in Ehay's hardware store, which funny enough is where the motorbike is. But you might remember this, offerings to the gods, all his old pistons he made. a nice finish to the trip. It looks like it might be cycle trails all the way from sort of Invercargill to Bluff through this sort of estuary area. Here we go again. The goal is in sight. There's Bluff. I think I've got about 7 k's to go. Well, the trusty steed has nearly made it. By the sign, we just have to get to the lamppost at the end. Rolled through town. It looks like it's another 1k to the actual signpost. It's such a nice feeling finishing the ride. Not that I'm sick of riding, I could carry on. I've really enjoyed it the whole way. It's just a nice sort of sense of achievement, a nice way to complete it, going from signpost to signpost, Cape Reinga to Bluff, over two big rides, which I think was a really nice way to do it. I got to appreciate the TA twice. You know, I might have been a bit over it. Maybe if I rode for a month non-stop, who knows. Anyway, could easily keep going. The legs just feel fresh. I'm loving this sort of, well, it was sub 100 up to Queenstown, and now a little bit over 100. But it's a nice feeling you could keep doing. Well, I feel like I could keep doing this for forever. Anyway, I think Gina's waiting for me at the signpost. The last downhill. Well, apart from having to ride back to Invercargill. Stirling Point. And there's the signpost.
Here comes Carlson to Bluff. Woohoo! Oh my god, you made it!
Nearly made it. Well, another 20 metres to go.
I'll just give you a quick hug.
Hi.
Oh, amazing. Okay, go the 20 metres.
What a beautiful day.
Oh, I know, isn't it stunning? Okay, I've got to go right to the signpost. Lots of people here in Bluff.
Wait for my turn. Popular spot.
How do you feel?
Feel good.
That's
Yeah, I'm
good.
not ready for it to finish.
Aren't you?
No, it's been really good fun. Just
Yeah.
such a nice day to finish on. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end. Made it to Stirling Point. Made it to the end. I have to ride back to Invercargill. I may, if things go well, pretty much fly back to Auckland, and I'm going to try and hook up with another YouTube bike pack person, Matt Ryder. If you haven't seen Matt Ryder Adventures before, he's riding the TA at the moment, and I don't want to miss the opportunity to ride with him, so I'm pretty much going to come straight back to Auckland, throw the bike back together again and ride or drive down to wherever he is. Anyway, let's have some fish and chips. When you do finish, don't forget to go get your medal.
We're in a little unit in Invercargill. This is our workshop, this cute little unit in Invercargill. I think the other bike box is outside. Got my bike in it. And then we fly back to Auckland tomorrow.